So it's a display. I brought stuff from like the Spanish-American War, World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, just moving all the way up to the global war on terror, so like Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation Enduring Freedom. So it's just all uniforms and equipment from that time period.
And where did you get all this stuff?
Um, eBay is a big contributor. Family, um, antique stores. I've gone to like Brass Armadillo here in Grand Valley. I've gotten stuff there. I've had random people donate stuff to the cause. Um, so yeah, donations, antique stores, eBay.
When did the idea come that you wanted to put together a display?
Um, that was about 1998 after seeing Saving Private Ryan. I did collect a little bit before that. Stuff that I would wear, on like overnights for scouts and stuff like that. Um, I don't necessarily know where the actual idea came from, but it just really interested me, and so I've just been kind of collecting ever since. I kind of had an interest in kindergarten. My dad, he actually brought this gas mask right here, or he let me take it to show and tell in kindergarten.
Wow.
So it kind of started there, but really took off probably about 1998.
Okay. And I assume you add to it as you go?
Oh, all the time,
Yeah.
all the time. So.
And what is it like? I mean, you've put this up dozens, hundreds of times. What is it like every time to do it?
Well, first exhausting, but after I get it up, it's very rewarding. You get to, look at it and reflect on it. Same thing with other people. I've had people get an emotional response just, looking at it. But yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's just great.
And what's the reaction like when you see other people who stop and look at it?
Well, like I said, I've seen people get emotional. Just I don't know what the exact reason was, but I'm assuming just the awe of you don't necessarily see this unless you go to a museum. They're very impressed. The kids, whenever I go and show them, I do like a World War II presentation at a local school, and they love it. They're always asking questions. It's like I don't have enough answers for all the questions, or we don't have enough time for all their questions, and that's just, you don't really see that kind of in these generations nowadays. They just want to be on the tablets or, doing stuff like that. But once you bring stuff like this in person, they love it.
Yeah. All right. Do you mind just kind of like walking me through a little bit?
Yeah. Right down here, we have like the Spanish-American War. This holster is actually from 1906, so it's actually after the Spanish-American War. So Spanish-American War, Indian Wars, so 1870s, 1880s, 1890s. So all these items right up here are from that time period. Then we move into World War One. I just got a few things from World War One. We do have a uniform right here, an officer's uniform from World War One. And then we move into World War II. We got a couple German hats and helmets here. We have a flare gun here that was used from the Army Air Corps. German police belt, flashlight, some other various items from World War II. And then I have a reproduction airborne uniform down here. All the gear on it is original. And then a World War II officer's uniform. It's from the 66th Infantry. And then we'll move into Vietnam. So here's a Vietnam uniform, equipment, lightweight rucksack, and an M1 helmet on it. So a few things I brought is a canteen cup signed by a bunch of soldiers, Marines. I'm not exactly sure which branch. Two different variations of boots. This is the second pattern, and then this is the third pattern, desert. And then we have a gas mask here. It's like a riot gas mask. And then we kind of move into the 80s. So uniforms back here during the 80s, we have snow camouflage, which is American. We have an East German uniform back here. And then we have a setup that would have been used about the time that we went into Grenada. So that's all from the 80s. We have some items here from the 80s, Kevlar helmets, East German, West German, Soviet. And then back here, this uniform hanging up, that's actually my grandpa's uniform whenever he was in the Missouri National Guard. He was in there for 39 years. Then moving on, we have a uniform here from the 90s. If anybody's ever watched Black Hawk Down, they'll recognize that. That's the same setup. Then we have Desert Storm. So this is the night camouflage, the gear that they would wear, and then an M17 gas mask. I didn't really bring too much other stuff from that era. I tried to make this display a little bit smaller than last year. So then there is a vest and a ACH back here that was used by the Army. I do have a lightweight helmet here used by the Marines, and then a Navy uniform. This would have been worn on a flight deck of an aircraft carrier. Then I have two uniforms here. I found the uniforms, like I was saying before, like antique stores, but I had the patches made personally for Harder and Yale. They died whenever I was in Ramadi, and they saved a bunch of my friends. So this is all female stuff. I didn't have enough stands for all of it, so this is a World War II female officer uniform from the Women's Army Corps. This is a officer's uniform. I want to say it was probably early 2000s, so Global War and Terror era. This one is from the 80s. This is a nurse uniform from World War II. This is a Marine Corps uniform from 1985. And then this is a Air Force uniform from late 1970s, early 70s, something like that. And then this jumpsuit right back here, this actually belonged to my great aunt Alice. She built B-25 planes in Kansas City during World War II. So that's her jumpsuit. That's her badge right there. Yeah, this is not even close to what I completely have. This is just a very small fraction of what I have. Right here, I passed over this. This is a bunch of bayonets from all different types of eras going back to 1898, all the way up to current. So.
Do you have like a favorite piece?
I don't have just one,
Yeah.
but I have several favorite pieces. That I have here, I would probably say this German rabbit fur hat. They started making them in the middle of the war because of the harsh winter that happened. I think it was in 1942, so then they started making them in 1943. I bought it online, and I didn't see this little piece right here, and so whenever I got it, I was like, okay, well, where am I going to put this piece? Well, there's already one there. So, and I paid less than $30 for it, and it was just a great, great find.